Well folks, it's another wet Wednesday morning in March. I'm back on Horseshoe, a little later than I'd hoped for. I set off about 5. I'd like to be gone by 4, but what can you do? It's just before 8 now. I think I'm going to have a look at Winter Bay. But yeah, let's go over there and see what it looks like. Okay, let me talk you through what I'm doing and why I'm here. I've decided on Boat Point. There's a lot of people all around Winter Bay. I say a lot of people. It's busy compared with how it has been so far this year. Apparently a 21 pounder came out of Winter Bay last night. I'm right on the entrance of Winter Bay now, but this covers a lot of water. There's no one fishing this expanse in front of me, so I'm hoping there's going to be fish moving about. I can always move if I need to, but there's a lot of water out in front of me, a lot of good spots. So I'm hoping all the movement, all the disturbance on Winter Bay may have pushed them out a little bit. There's a couple of guys that have gone right down to the bottom end of the lake, so hopefully they're thinking the same as well, and they're expecting to pick up down there. Yeah, that's pretty much why I've come to this swim. I've gone with naked choddies, like I've said. I've used plenty of bait the last 3 times I've been here, not had any joy whatsoever. So I think I'll probably be roaming around with these. I'll give them a few hours on each spot and then recast if I'm not having any joy. But high vis, high attract pop-ups on short choddies. Fingers crossed, let's see how it goes. I'm here for 24 hours, so I'll be off early doors tomorrow morning. Hopefully we can pick one up. Hopefully we can break the duck on here and get ourselves a fish rather than leaving with another blank. Okay, my apologies for the cramped conditions, but it's absolutely peeing down today, so I think we're going to be bivvy bound for most of it. Forecast for rain. Right, let's have a look at the rig I'm using today. I'm going to be using identical rigs on all 3. I've gone heavy with the bait previously. I'm going to go light with high vis baits this time, see what happens. Hopefully you can see that okay. It's better. 3-ounce lead with a sleeve. If for whatever reason I'm into a fish and the rig comes up against that, I don't want it rubbing against the swivel, so I've got that rubber buffer there. Going down the line, I've got 2 beads either side of the ring swivel, got a bristle filament to a size 5 hook and a bait screw with a pink pop-up, and then further down still got a flying back lead, which hopefully will come up the line and pin it all down once it's out there. So that's the rigs. I'm going to have one off out in that direction. I don't know if you can see there's like a ripple on the water going out this way. I'm about 80 yards up that. There'll be one going straight out. Apparently there's a gravel patch about 35 yards, so I'll see if I can find that and drop one on there. And then one will be going out to the right, I think about 80 yards towards them pylons. There's supposed to be a clear spot, so I'll have a look at them. I'm going to be driven mad, I can see it already, by the movement out in front of here, because there's so many birds. Every time I look up there's ripples on the surface and I'm wondering if it's a fish. But that's what I'm facing. It's going to be a wet session. I'm going to get my rods out now. I'll speak to you more in a bit. Okay, brief change of heart with that one. I said I was going to go about 35 yards out, but the coots are constantly diving out to where the lead went. Probably about 50-60 yards out, straight in front of me. I'll give it a few hours there, see if I see any movement, and take it as it comes. But yeah, that's where it's going to be for now. And the right hand rod, I'm going to go out to the right towards the pylons. Okay, well, it's colder than I thought it was going to be, so I've wound in bobbed up to the shop, got a couple of extra canisters of gas so I can have a brew on just about all the time if I start to get cold. All 3 rods are back out now, one to the left, one to the middle where I showed you, and one off to the right. From speaking to the guys in the shop, it seems that they're starting to trickle out from all over the lake, so it doesn't really give me much of an idea where I want to be, but hopefully I'm not too far from the fish. Single high vis pink pop-ups on today, the mulberry squid. Let's see what they do. You gotta love that sound when you're out in the cold. Let's get a brew on. Well folks, just had the first occurrence of the day on the left hand rod. The swinger pulled about halfway out, probably 4 or 5 beeps in quick succession, and I thought, may well have a fish on here. Just waiting for it to rip off, the rod tip to bend round. But then looking over towards the swim, there's coots all over the area, so I think I might well have been cooted. Little swines. But the birds are active, much more active than they have been. I've not seen any signs of fish yet, but they are coming out. And although it's cold and it's wet, the same as it has been the last few times, it just feels a bit different. You'll know what I mean, surely. So I'm going to sit back, wait for hopefully for one of these to rip off, and see what happens. I'll catch you later. Well, the hat's on because it's nice and cold. The old trusty hobo armour woolly hat. It's seen me through a few winters, this one. Well, just spoken to you about the right hand rod. Literally seconds after I turned the camera off, there was another 2 beeps. I'm watching the rod tip, I'm watching the swinger. It doesn't seem to be moving. It's not juddering like there's something on the other end. It's not bobbing about. I may have been cooted, but they seem to have moved off to a bit further out. So I think I'm going to give it half an hour. If I don't have any further knocks or it doesn't rip off, I'm going to wind in, check that the bait's still on there, rebait it and recast. Can't afford to be sitting on my hands here wondering if the bait's out there, so I'm going to give it half an hour and I'll check it. Okay guys, we've got Chris, who's been round on peg 28, you say, mate?
Yeah, 20 out of the Whitney bank, yep.
So he's just popped round to rub my nose in it because he's had a few. How did your session go, bud?
Yeah, well I had a walk round before I started. Obviously I felt location would be the key. I spoke to Miles in the shop, very kindly said a few fish had been caught. So I had a good look round, good walk round, and a few people said they'd seen some fish showing. So I positioned myself off the Whitney bank. Yeah, I managed to get 3 fish out. So the biggest going 27.5, which I think is one of the, not an original fish, but an older stocky. And then I was lucky enough to catch one just under 16 and one just under 12, which are also other stockies. So and a few other guys have caught down that end of the lake as well. A few fish have been showing. So it looks like the lake's warming up, which is good. The fish are becoming active.
Awesome, awesome. I mean, the 27 is a cracking fish any time of the year, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. Yeah, it's my. I've fished here in the past years and years ago. It's actually my biggest fish out of the lake so far. So I'm very, very pleased. And quite a few guys said it's a really nice fish here. So I'm really pleased. So. But I've said to Miles I'll send some photos in as well for the Carp Society. So they should be on the Carp Society website for people to have a look at and see how beautiful the fish are from the Horseshoe. Awesome,
awesome. I mean, like I say, 27's a cracker any time of year.
Yep,
16 and 12, you said back up?
Yeah, just under 12 and just under 16. Yeah, so Swan's giving you some liners there.
Yeah, I'm well used to them.
Yeah, to be honest, the one just under 12 was the first fish I had. I was absolutely over the moon with it. I come fishing to catch a fish. I caught a fish, I was pleased. Anything else is just a bonus, to be honest.
Yeah, so, totally. I mean, in the summer, maybe you wouldn't be quite as happy with them, but at this time of the year, any fish at all is just an absolute bonus.
Yeah, especially after the winter we've just had. And to be fair, we've had some really cold rain as well while I've been here. So yeah, any fish, to be honest. Like I said, a fish is the start. That's what you want. Anything on top is a bonus. You know, I hear stories of people having quite good hits out of here. So you know, it's always fingers crossed. You catch one, you can follow it up, but you know, a fish is a fish, and happy days. You can't control what's going to pick your hook bait up, can you? So totally. You know.
I think you were telling me you had another definite run and a drop back.
It ripped off, and just as I picked the rod up, it stopped, and the hook point was sort of bent over a little bit. So whether it sort of hit something hard in the fish's mouth, or you know, it's difficult to tell. And I also had quite a savage sort of drop back when everything went slack. But again, there's a lot of bird life on the lake at times, especially over your bait. So it's very hard to tell if there were definite fish pickups or whether a sort of a bird's picked it up and sort of got away with it. It's difficult when you concentrate on your bobbins and your rod to sort of look up at the same time and see if there's a bird responsible. But
I'm with you.
The main thing is, you know, the fish have clearly been active. They're responding to the bait. So you know, it can only get better, really, I think.
Superb. No pressure on me then, eh?
No, I think I think you've picked a decent spot, to be honest. You know, I know a few fish have come out of summer as well, so which means the fish will be moving around. You're in a perfect intercept point. So I actually looked at this peg myself as well a couple of days ago. I was interested in it, but somebody was already in here. Unfortunately, I don't know if they caught or not. They only did 24 hours. So no, it's a good peg. It's one of the most popular pegs on the lake. So
awesome. Hey, well, cracking fishing, mate, and thanks for speaking to us.
No problems, you're welcome. Thank you.
Well, that was a bonus. Chris, that you just will have seen, popped round to say hello, to introduce himself. He's seen the blogs, fortunately, and knew I was coming down. I've been chatting to him on Facebook, and yeah, he's more than knowledgeable. So I picked his brains, and hopefully I'll be able to put some of that information into practice. But the sun's starting to threaten to break through. It's lightening up. We're still getting the odd spot of rain at the moment, but it's starting to look a bit more promising. So fingers crossed the sun will come out and we'll have a bit of warmth to the day. Until then, I'm going to duck inside, because having said the rain's slowing down, it's starting to pick up again. Okay folks, my left hand rod, which I've had a line bite on earlier and all sorts of other indications, which is out there, bear with me, right where them group of tufties are. I think there's a duck and two tufties out there. That had yet another pickup, so I gave it 5 minutes. I've wound it in and rebaited and recast it, so it's back out there, and we'll see what happens. Well, the sun's finally broke through. We've got a touch of blue sky. There's a fly hatch out, and it's dry. Fingers crossed, it'll stay like this for a few hours. It'll be even better if one of them ripped off. Well, a bit of a change of conditions now. The sun's out. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'll show you what it looks like in a second. But yeah, all good at the moment. I was sat in my bivvy, just watching the water, just chilling out, enjoying the scenery, and I had a violent liner on the middle rod. Hasn't pulled it out of the line clip, but the hanger came right up to the blank and then dropped right back down again. But I don't know whether it was something in mid-water. There's a lot of pike moving about at the moment, or whether it was something moving the bait out there. Again, I'll give it half an hour. I've only just repositioned that one. It's gone out to about 100 yards straight out from the swim. So yeah, I'll probably give it about half an hour and then bring it back in. I just can't rely on the fact that the bait's still on there. So if there is something mooching about in the area, I'll leave it half an hour to see if it picks up the bait, and then I'll retry. Yeah, it's the middle of the three went, which is out towards the tallest trees out there, at 100 yards on gravel. Again, the left hand one's over there, and the right hand one is over there. I had a line bite on that a short while ago, so I'll probably reposition that one as well, but there were coots over the top of that, so I wouldn't be at all surprised if that was just coots. But look at it now, how much different is it to the bleak, horrible morning we had. Can't seem to win with the weather at the moment. That's hailstones coming down at the moment. Absolutely chucking them down. You can hear the noise it's making on the top of the bivvy. I thought it got cold. Looks like one of them's hit my line or hit the swinger. Lovely. You just get worse and worse. Ground's going to be white with them shortly. Oh God, what a day. It's supposed to freeze overnight tonight, and it's pretty cold now, as you can imagine, with the hailstones coming down. But we'll see how it goes. Well, that's got to be a good omen, hasn't it? I don't know if you see that, saw that group of tufties come in there. But we've got a lovely rainbow out there. It's raining a little. I think it may have just stopped, but the sun's out. The horrendous hailstorm's finished. I've just had my itsu noodles, my chicken noodles for the evening. So I'm lovely and warm after having eaten. I'm looking forward to the live feed I'm going to be doing in a minute, which I hope you would have already seen. The bird life out front is phenomenal. We've got all sorts of coots and tufties and ducks I don't even recognise. Cormorants have been flying over. I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, but they show the lake's healthy, because if they're here, the fish are here for the time being. Yeah, so I'm just enjoying the evening, taking it all in, and I'm going to be doing my live feed in about an hour and 45 minutes, something like that. I'll catch you later. Okay guys, it's now 11 o'clock. No real movement since about 5 o'clock, I don't think. I can't remember having any line bites, any bleeps on the alarms at all. I've completed the first live stream. Hopefully you've seen that. It will have been up since Wednesday, today obviously, but this video will be going up probably Friday. I've been told a real going bite time is between 4 AM and 11 AM, so hopefully we'll get something early doors. If I don't have any fish, hopefully I'll have a good night's sleep. It's getting damn cold. It's supposed to freeze tonight, so I've got the door down, I've got my hat and my hoodie on, wrapped up in the sleeping bag, so yeah, hopefully we'll have a good night's sleep. Morning folks. Well, it was a peaceful night. It was cold. It was very chilly. I'm dieting again at the moment, so I might have just felt so cold because I was hungry going into the night, but that's by the by. I'm always dieting. I'm a habitual yo-yo dieter. So yeah, no bleeps at all during the night. My middle rod's just given a single bleep just as I was about to start think about winding it in. So yeah, I guess I'm going to have to hold on that one for a few minutes. I'll pack everything up around the swim, and then I'll wind them in and wise everything across to the van. But I wanted to be off by 9 o'clock. It is 8:30 now. So I guess we're last knockings, and I'm staring down the barrel of another blank. I will crack this place eventually. Not even crack it, I will get a fish out of here at some stage. But until then, oh, and the rain's just starting, brilliant. But until then, enjoy my next one, which I think will be a commercial. I don't know quite where yet, but it'll be, I think it's going to be a commercial next Wednesday. I might do two. We'll see whether I can push out one on Wednesday, one on Thursday. We'll see what I can get away with. Live feed next Wednesday. Obviously this will be live for you guys on Friday, so hopefully you're watching over the weekend. Enjoy, tight lines if you get out. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you do subscribe, hit the notification button, and I will see you next week. Okay, it's 9:15 now, a little later than I hoped for, but I'm off the water, all packed up and about to head home. Thanks for your support guys, and I'll see you next Wednesday.